Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions. Now in this video, I would like to demonstrate the two aspects of fast cooking system, that is tempeh-based cooking and flavor chasing. One of the goals of my fast cooking system is to help people to eat more vegetables. Now eating vegetables can be quite challenging, and most people do not think of vegetable to be something that is tasty. So an important task for any home cook is to make vegetable taste good. But how did you do that? In here I demonstrate how do you use a teriyaki chicken to enhance the flavor of vegetables. It turned out that eating chicken can be very simple and straightforward using a method I refer to as advanced prepping. You prep the chicken in advance so that you can thaw them out in about 10 minutes anytime when you want it, and it's already cut to the size that you want. Now to make the chicken taste good, I first coat them with cornstarch. Now cornstarch turned out to be great, and it gives the chicken a nice texture. And then I also add some of my Wok with Tak basic seasoning mix. And this is followed by some additional sugar. Now this coating method is really important. It refers to as dried marinating, or sometimes also referred to as dry rub. This method is fast as in comparison to wet marinating. And because of the different texture that you can create it with use this method, it makes the chicken taste better, and this will make the dish more flavorful. And for this dish, I'm going to use two kinds of vegetables. The first one is some zucchini. Now zucchini is a great vegetable to use because it's relatively mild in flavor, and I frequently use it as a secondary ingredient. Now the primary ingredients I'm going to use for this dish is some green bean. A green bean is particularly enjoyable when you have them fresh. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to blanch the green bean first. This will allow me to control the texture of the green bean. And when I reach that texture, I just put them in a bowl of cold water, and that will stop it from cooking any further. I'm going to cook this dish in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I'm going to start out with 2 tablespoons of canola oil. Now the 14-inch Cuisinart stainless steel wok is a particularly great wok for this purpose because it has a large flat surface area. And I also like stainless steel wok because it is more flexible and adaptable for all different types of cookings in addition to stir frying. And the end result is that it gives you much greater flexibility, and it can also reduce the number of cookware that you need in the kitchen. Now I'm going to cook the chicken using a method which I call it a 2-step cooking process. Basically, it's a stir-frying process with a combination of shallow frying. Now the idea of shallow frying is very simple. Basically, you fry the ingredients on one side first before you turn it over to fry the other side. Now in order for shallow frying to work, you need to coat the food ingredients, in this case with cornstarch, that will allow you to develop a crispy texture on the surface of the chicken. And I also coat it with my Wok with Tak basic seasoning mix, which will enhance the umami flavor of the chicken. But because it contains minced onion flake, when you coat the chicken, it will lead to both charring, and by adding some sugar, this will cause caramelization. And the end result is that you have the chicken have a lot of characteristics of being fried. However, in this case, because of the high heat produced by the wok, it will also causing the chicken to char. And the end result is that it gives the chicken almost like a grill-like texture. Now in this dish, I use chicken thigh. Now you can use chicken breast as well, and the cooking method between the two is basically identical. However, a chicken thigh has different texture, and partly because chicken thigh has a higher fat content. And the end result is that a chicken thigh is more tender and also moist. Even though the outside may be charred, the inside of the chicken thigh is always very tender. And because of this reason, I prefer chicken thigh. Now, some people prefer chicken breast. It's partly because chicken breast has less fat. And if you want to have chicken that are less fat, then chicken breast might be a better choice. So what I'm doing is that I'm frying the chicken on one side and I turn it over to fry the other side. As you can see, it creates wonderful texture on the surface of the chicken. Next, I'm going to season the chicken with a small amount of oyster sauce. Now, oyster sauce is what I would call a foundational sauce. And the reason is because oyster sauce adds umami flavor to the dish. It makes the dish more savory. But it do not change the natural flavor of the food ingredients that much. So it's great for enhanced natural flavor of the ingredients. Okay, now the chicken is almost about 70 to 80% done. I add the zucchini. Now the amount of zucchini that you add is again depend on what you want to achieve in the dish. Now in this case, because I want the chicken as well as the green bean to play a dominant role, I add a small amount of zucchini. But the addition of zucchini makes the dish taste better. Partly because the best dish is that to have contrasting flavor. And zucchini cook very fast, so I can add it right at the time. And next, I'm going to add the green bean that I have blanched. Now, green bean is more fibrous compared to zucchini, so it takes a little bit longer time to cook. And in order to make it cook fast in stir frying, blanching them is an excellent approach. When you blanch the green bean, basically you already cook the green bean to the texture that you want. And now all you have to do is to warm up the green bean. Now this part of the process of stir frying is the second step. Next, I'm going to deposit a small amount of water using my water bottle to the surface of the wok. You notice that there are some debris on the surface of the wok, which are burned probably due to the sauces. I use a little bit of water, and as soon as the water hit the wok, it starts to turn into steam. And then using the wok spatula, I'm able to clean it off. So the end result is that basically I clean as I cook, but I also return the flavor back to the dish. Now, flavor chasing is an essential part of home cooking, and it's necessary in order to make the food taste exactly how you like it. Now, when you cook with recipe, you really do not have chance to do the flavor chasing because you use the amount of seasoning agent as dictated. But in this case, I started with a small amount of seasoning, and I only use limited type of seasoning. Oyster sauce is the one that I use. The other one that I use is hoisin sauce. I add some hoisin sauce because hoisin sauce has a sweetness to it. And when it combined with oyster sauce, it gives that typical teriyaki flavor. And then I add a little bit of sugar to make the dish even a little bit sweeter. Now that's the beauty of home cooking because you have everything under your control. You can adjust the flavor. You can adjust the different ingredients that you want to put in it. You can change the ratio of the ingredients. You can decide whether you want to create a sauce or not. This dish is very fast to cook, and it takes only about 5 to 6 minutes. Next is that I serve it on top of a bed of white rice, and this will go well. Last but not the least, I'm going to garnish the dish with some sesame seed. Now the sesame seed will give some nice sesame flavor to the dish, but most importantly is that the sesame seed greatly enhance the visual appeal of the dish. It makes the dish more interesting. Therefore, it is important to remember is that when we eat with our eyes as well as with our mouth. What we see, if it appeals to us, most likely it's going to appeal to our taste bud as well. So when you consider a dish, It is important to look at all potential aspects to make the dish not only taste great, but also have a great presentation. So through this, you can have two different vegetables, and with the chicken as a condiment, it will give you the best of all worlds. It is important today for us to perform home cooking. The most important reason is because we want to avoid eating commercialized convenience food, which is mainly fast and ultra-processed food. Through home cooking, you have much better control what you put into your body. So if you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.